What's up, Money Minds? Welcome back to another video edition of Market Briefs by the Minority Mindset. Today is September 17th, and here's some business and financial news you can finally use. Happy Friday, everyone, and if you're from our written version of Market Briefs, welcome. Our video version of Market Briefs breaks down all of the same business and financial news that you love, but in video format. So now you'll get a chance to actually watch or listen to the news instead of just reading it. So before you go, make sure to subscribe for more daily updates. In our market recap for September 16th, Thursday was a pretty volatile session for the major indexes, but they all ended pretty flat. At one point, the Dow was down around 274 points in yesterday's session. In addition, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell ordered an ethics review after various Fed presidents disclosed investments worth many millions of dollars during 2020. The Dallas Fed president, for instance, traded Apple, Amazon, and Delta stocks all in 2020. The review will take a look at the central bank's ethics rules for correct financial investment disclosures. And in today's financial tip of the day, it's time to rethink home buying. If you've purchased a home or in the process of it, you know that research can go a long way. Making specific choices or negotiating certain aspects of your mortgage loan can save you tens of thousands of dollars or more. So if you're thinking of buying a home in the near future, our team wrote an article on 4 tips that can save you a small fortune when buying a home. If you're interested in reading that article, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Before we get into our main stories of the day today, I need you to do me a quick favor and smash that thumbs up button below and hit that notification bell too. That way YouTube can show our videos to way more money minds around the world and we can keep making videos just like this one. The guac thanks you. Our first main story of the day is in financing, and didn't you know everybody's doing it? But like, why though? The buy now pay later trend is still growing among retailers. So far, consumers love the option to put less money down right now on an item they need ASAP. Unfortunately though, this shopping habit has some drawbacks. Amazon, Walmart, and Macy's are 3 of the biggest culprits pushing the buy now pay later service. And according to Macy's, shoppers tend to spend more when they use installment plans. Afterpay is the Australian fintech company who is behind much of this trend. Their motto is literally shop now, pay later, and it's something that's growing exponentially. But the idea is nothing new, as retailers have been offering installment plans for big ticket items like washing machines for decades. The big difference nowadays is you can buy now and pay later for just about anything these companies offer. Consumers often use Afterpay or Affirm for installment plans on items less than $50. And the biggest difference between buying something straight up and paying for it later is the interest involved. For instance, when you buy something at its full price, that's it. You owe nothing else after that transaction. But with installment plans with Afterpay, you might end up paying 30% in interest if you don't pay it off fast enough. Roughly 53 million adults in the US lack traditional credit scores according to FICO. And at least 39% of consumers have tried the buy now, pay later financing model. So love it or hate it, it does not look to be going away anytime soon. Next up in our second story, we'll be talking about the irony in tobacco. Philip Morris International, the tobacco product behemoth and producer of both Parliament and Marlboro cigarettes, has taken over inhaler-producing company Vectura. The cigarette giant recently took over 75% of shares in Ventura, making it the company's largest shareholder. PMI's takeover is part of the company's efforts to make over half of its revenue from smoke-free products. These include e-cigarettes and respiratory products over the next 4 years. But the company still sells cigarettes in over 175 markets. And so far, the takeover is not going smoothly. At least 35 charities and public health experts want to fight the $1.4 million deal. These groups and experts have written letters to the UK health minister to request the government to intervene. A chairman of the European Lung Foundation said the deal was disappointing to see, saying the company shouldn't profit off both products that cause lung disease and products that treat lung disease. More often than not, when there's smoke, there's fire, so we'll have to keep a close eye on this one. That wraps up our main 2 stories of the day today, so let's take a quick break to talk about our sponsor, M1 Finance. With M1 Finance, investing on your terms is as simple as 1. Pick your pie, see how you want your money to actually be invested. 2. Set up automatic deposits, which is just a percentage of your paycheck that is automatically invested. And 3. Just sit back and let the market do its thing without worrying about commissions. One of the coolest things about using M1 Finance is that if you can't afford to invest in your favorite company, that's no problem. M1 Finance allows you to invest in fractional shares, so you can buy half a share. That means regular investors like you and me can invest in the big names on Wall Street, and it won't cost us an arm and a leg to do so. So if you want to learn how M1 Finance works and want to open your free investment account, I'll leave a link in the description on exactly how you can do that. Big thanks to M1 Finance for sponsoring this video, and now back to the news. In our next story, who doesn't love a good underdog? Rivian became the first automaker to create an electric pickup truck, beating out top dogs like GM, Ford, and Tesla. The R1T pickup truck was created in a prior Mitsubishi plant in Illinois on Tuesday and will soon be rolling out in all 50 states. Rivian will now be hosting nationwide events where customers can actually see and buy the trucks in person, and customers will have even 7 days or 1,000 miles to return the trucks if they're not satisfied. The R1T will be priced at $73,000, and the company is now taking orders through January of 2022. But other automakers are still hot on Rivian's trail. Ford, which has actually invested in Rivian, plans to come out with the F-150 Lightning electric truck sometime next year. Tesla will start production on its Cybertruck in 2022, and GM's electric Hummer pickup truck is expected to be out by 2022 or later. Electric and energy-smart vehicles are all the rage right now, especially on a global level. China-based automakers produced 309,000 energy vehicles and sold 321,000 just in August, 252,000 of those being electric vehicles. This marks an incredible 180% increase year over year, showing a dramatic rise in electrical vehicle demand worldwide. And in today's Mind Blown, he just wasn't the one. A massive residence in LA known as The One is now being sold after the owner fell into a $100 million pool of unpaid loans and debt. The One is a 105,000 square foot home and includes many very necessary amenities such as 20 bedrooms, 6 elevators, a gym, 7 swimming pools, a 50-car garage, a 10,000 bottle wine cellar, bowling alley, a movie theater, and even a nightclub. Its price is expected to be around $500 million, but you could have your very own 105 square foot mansion for 50 million easy payments of just $9.99. What a steal! Back in 2018, the developer took out an $82.5 million loan from Hankey Capital just to complete the building process of The One, but it's been downhill ever since. The developer's debt quickly grew to about $110 million, forcing Hankey to foreclose on the property along with the $2 million in debt and unpaid taxes and invoices. In addition, it looks as if there was a complete lack of proper permits and licensing on the residence. Over the last year, the developer has also been unloading expensive LA homes for discounted prices, getting into an entanglement with real estate firms. And once the property is actually sold, the creditors and lenders will be repaid with all the proceeds. But as of right now, it is super unclear when and if The One will ever hit the market after this colossal disaster. Next up is our Pick Your Brain section, and we'll start things off with our second sponsor of the day, Fiverr. Fiverr is home to freelancers, and it's an online marketplace designed to help you get work done on the cheap. From logo design to SEO coding, Fiverr lets you hire an assistant for as little as $5. So if you're looking to give your business or pastime a boost, I'll leave a link in the description below to where you can find and check out Fiverr. In our next Pick Your Brain of the day, Ford is picking up the pace and increasing its production of its electric F-150. The company is investing another $250 million and adding 450 jobs to keep up with the increase in production. Reservations for the soon-to-be-released F-150 topped 150,000 just this week. Next up is our Money Mind section, where we pull comments directly from you on our YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok accounts. Today's comment is from Good Juju on our YouTube channel, and the comment reads, "This is a great video. Also, thank you so much for making a Spanish channel. I always wanted to tell my nephews about you, but they mostly only know Spanish, so now it makes it way easier. Thank you again." Our mission at the Minority Mindset is to make financial education super accessible for everyone, even if that means jumping across language barriers. If you haven't yet checked out our Spanish channel, I'll leave a link in the description below to where you can check it out. It has all the same great financial education content that you've come to love, but in Spanish, so if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link in the description below. Next up, keep hustling from pushcart to the New York Stock Exchange. Dutch Bros Coffee started as a pushcart business in a small Oregon town back in 1992. Since then, it has grown into a massive operation with hundreds of drive-through coffee shops all around Oregon. And on Wednesday, the company actually made its debut on the New York Stock Exchange. The IPO was the biggest in Oregon history, and Dutch Bros became the state's 5th most valuable company. Dutch Bros debuted at an initial public offering price of around $23, but closed yesterday at $37. You can find it under the stock ticker BROS. That's BROS. And we are nearing the end of today's Market Briefs newsletter, but here's just a few more things to keep in mind. Electric scooter startup Gogoro is going public through an SPAC deal during the first quarter of 2022. Right now, the startup is valued at around $2.3 billion. In addition, Agot Al just recently closed a $10 million funding round and is now headed to help you get your order right every single time at restaurants. The startup installs overhead cameras into restaurant kitchens to make sure workers are preparing your orders correctly. Another thing to keep in mind this week is China has already sold over 2 million pre-orders for the iPhone 13. That's around 1.5 million pre-orders higher than the iPhone 12 last year. And finally, the Department of Defense gave just over $2 billion to Lockheed Martin Corp to keep building the F-35 fighter jet fleet for the US and other American allies until 2023. But that is it for today's business and financial news. Keep hustling, money minds, and I'll see you all in the next one.